Manos.
There you go. There you go. There we go. Hey, Christina. I got it. I don't know what was going on. The devil is a lie. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you, my sister. We ain't gonna be on here long. Let me tell y'all what I did. Y'all know
Okay.
anytime y'all see me looking like this, it's some drama. So I got food poisoning right here,
Mm,
right before the holidays. Hey, everybody. I see y'all peeping, but ain't nobody saying nothing. Right before the holidays, I went to Jimmy John's, and I kept saying, "Why they put so much vinegar on this sandwich?"
mm,
Opened it up, and the meat was like black.
ooh.
So I've been kind of like, yes, exactly. So I've been kind of like going through the motions all day, trying to get it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be sick for the holiday because I want to eat.
I'm gonna be
So,
honest with you. Sound like a lawsuit to me. That
and I
sound like a
kept
lawsuit.
calling them, and they wouldn't answer the phone. But I was too weak to get up out the bed to go back.
Mm. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, it knocked me off. Hey, Keisha Spady. I don't know
Okay.
what's going on. Let me move my hands. My computer's wicked today. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I've been going through I've been going through the motions all day. I'm saying that's why I was like I got a headache. It's just been
Sometimes
a
you gotta get
mess.
it out. Gotta get it out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I tried to call them all day. I'm doing good. It is good to see you, Keisha Spady. Can you see the comments, Ty?
No, I can't. Where do I
Okay.
look? I'm sorry. I,
Hey Langston Davis, how are you? Um, you on your phone or on a tablet?
no, I'm on my Mac. Okay, now I see it here.
You see him? Okay.
I see private chat comments. Okay.
Yeah.
Keisha
Well,
Spade.
look, we're not gonna be here too long with y'all because anytime y'all see me with my hair wrap on, that means I don't feel good. So I don't feel good at all. But I still wanted to commit.
Hello,
Everybody say
Keisha.
hello, Ty. I still wanted to commit because I don't want to waste his time. You know what I'm saying? People's time is valuable to me.
I
So I did
appreciate
want to be able to get on here and speak with him because I did ask him, totally like begged him to come on
you.
here and tell his story and talk to us because I just think that to be a young gentleman, he has so
Yeah,
much. You know how you can see the light in somebody, and
I appreciate.
that's what I see. That's what I
I
see.
appreciate that. So
So
hello to the comments because I see them.
they said yeah they said hello.
You know, I don't want to miss anyone.
So this is Ty. This is Ty. I met Ty on TikTok. Y'all know I stay on TikTok. But this is Ty from New York. He has been through narcissistic abuse just like all of us.
Mm,
It may not have been as long as it has for us, for him. Some of us has been 20 years, some been 10, some been 5, some been 2.
oh, I've been with it all my life now.
Yeah.
I've been with it all
So
my life.
he's been like, he's like us then. He's been going through it for a while. So
Right.
so tell us a little bit about your story, Ty.
Well, to put things into perspective about my recent story, the one that I've been recovering from the last how many so months, but I was in a relationship with the woman who was a narcissist, right? Um, not only was she's a narcissist, she was very pretentious. She, when you discover that someone is not who they really are, someone that put on a facade or whatever have you,
Hmm.
and that's all a part of narcissism. That's all a part of narcissism anyway.
Right, future faking. Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So, I met this woman last year, and I met her through BLK dating app, right? And when I met her, I was actually in Florida when I met her because I was out there vacationing for my birthday. And I was out there, and it was funny how things work because when I went out there, I said to the universe, I said, when I come out here, I'm gonna find me a woman that's gonna give me a valid reason to move out here because this is where I want to be. Aside from the fact that my friends were out there, I knew that finding the love of my life would add the cherry on top of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't quite have the luxury of meeting her in person, but I met her on the app while I was out there. And ironically, she and I share the same birthday. You know,
Oh,
she and I share the same birthday. My birthday is May 26th. I'm a Gemini. And let me tell you, I would never do that again. Never. I would never do that again.
Gemini's clashed.
Yeah, not just so much because I know a few Geminis in my life. I even know a few people that share the same birthday as me. But just personally being in a relationship with one, never again. You know, because it can be like you looking in a mirror and dealing with yourself, or it
Right,
can be like you like dealing with the worst version of you, if you will. Like, you know what I mean? If you
right.
were the worst version of yourself, that's what you would be. If you were unevolved, that's what you would be.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of my experience. So try to fast forward things. She and I, we started talking through the dating app. We exchanged numbers, and then we was just talking every day. We was just talking every day, and we discovered that we had so much in common. Of course, us sharing a birthday and everything, but we had so much in common in terms of tasting
So
music.
let me stop you right there. So
Yes.
did y'all have so much in common because you had already told her first and then she said she liked that, or did you come together and say she said, "Oh, I like swimming," and you was like, "Yeah, I like swimming too,"
Well, it
because
was
hit
a
you.
little
That's how it hit you.
a little bit of both. A little bit of
Oh,
both. See, but this was really how she reeled me in, honestly. So this is what made me believe that it was fate between she and I. It made me believe that she was possibly my soulmate. For one, like I said, I sent that message out to the universe stating that I was going to find the love of my life. You know, while I was out there, I told her that, but she had also told me that she had went and got a reading. She went and got a reading. Yeah. And when she got the reading, the person that had given her the reading told her that she was going to encounter a man who names start with a T, like mine. And she said that, oh, this guy, he's big on health and stuff like that. And he's going to want to have a family. So you need to work on your health, you know. And, like she just started saying all of these things. It made sense. It made sense in terms of what my was, you know, and all this other stuff. Like it just made sense at the moment. So that's what led me to believe that she may have been my soulmate. So we were talking every day. We would talk every day, all day. And Geminis are impulsive. They fall in love. They fall in love very quickly. So what I'm saying. So we fell in love very quickly over the phone. Like a couple weeks in, we would FaceTime every day and stuff like that. So I had told her, well, she had already knew that I was planning on moving to Florida. But originally, I was going to move in with my homeboy. So there's two different parts of Florida that I was supposed to be in. She lived in Jacksonville, which is where I ended up going. But my partners, they lived in Daytona Beach, which is in Central Florida, right? I was originally going to go stay with my partner in Daytona Beach or whatever because he had a 2 bedroom apartment and he wanted to bust it down the middle and stuff like that, or whatever have you. But after after talking to her and stuff like that, I said I'd rather live with my girl than to live with my homeboy. You know what I mean?
facts.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, he and I have two different lifestyles. Like he likes to have friends over all the time, smoking and drinking and stuff. I don't live like that. You know what I mean? I like my privacy. I like my peace. If we're gonna be doing this outside, hanging out or whatever, I'm okay with that. But being in my sanctuary doing all that, nah, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going to stay with her. I ended up going to stay with her in Jacksonville. So I moved out there July 22nd to be exact. I moved out there. I was staying with her, and essentially, I wasn't even supposed to be living with her. I was literally supposed to be staying with her because I don't never move in with the woman. Unless my name is going to be on that lease, I'm not doing that. So the
Right.
plan was I'm going to stay here until I get my own. That was the plan. So, before I moved in, I asked her, what is it that you need help with? Because I'm still a man at the end of the day. I'm not going to move in with you and not help you with anything. You know, her words were, don't worry about me. I got me. Just figure out what you're going to do for yourself. Right? Cool. Say so, so when I moved and everything, just from seeing things on the outside, she had a really nice apartment. Like, it didn't look like she just moved in there. She literally just moved in like less than 2 months before. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't look like it. She had everything she needed. You know what I'm saying? That the apartment was plushed out. So it didn't I didn't have no impression that she's struggling or she needed any financial help at all. There was no impression of that. You know what I'm saying? And she's a nail tech. She's a nail tech, and she's established enough to where she has a constant flow of clientele. Like, you know what I'm saying? She not struggling. You know what I mean? If she's short one week or whatever, then she'll just compensate from doing Uber Eats or something like that. You know? So needless to say, I'm staying with her. I'm so proud of this young black woman by seeing how good that she's doing. I was happy to call her mine. I was happy to claim her as mine because I'm like, this woman is really doing it. You know what I mean? She's really doing it. And so, you know how the beginning stage, honeymoon stage, everything is so fresh. Everybody's always on their best behavior, you know. And as for her, before I moved there, two things that she said that she would do for me is one, cook, and I never asked her to cook every day because that's unrealistic, Besides, I can cook for myself anyway. But she said that she'll cook, and she also said that she would give me manicures every 2 weeks. These are commitments that she made. These are commitments that she made. By the time I was there for like a month, that stuff was starting to go away. Now for me to ask her for a manicure, it turned into a chore. She's huffing and puffing. She's complaining. So like, what the hell is that about? You know. Now when it's time for me to, ask for dinner, same thing. Mind you, she only cooked 2 days out of the week, and that was Sunday and Monday, because those were her days off. But I'm buying the groceries. I'm buying the groceries. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying toiletries, all this other stuff. When it came to cleaning and everything, she never had to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I took care of the laundry, garbage. Whenever she cooked, I did the dishes. I kept the place spotless. It was the least I can do. It was the least I can do. You know what I'm saying? But she started taking me for granted. Started taking me for granted. She wasn't appreciating the things that I was doing for her. And, you know, furthermore, she just started showing who she truly was. And once I discovered who she truly was, is when I remember sitting her down and letting her know, like, yo, listen, and this is still early on in the relationship. I'm letting her know, like, I don't think this is going to work. So this is not going to work out. So we might as well end this now while it's still fresh. I said, because we don't want to prolong this and then it turns into something else and then we both build up so much resentment for each other, blah, blah, blah. She's begging me, no, I don't want to do that. We can still make it work and blah, blah, blah. And I said to her, I said, listen, I said, from the looks of things, you were doing completely fine before I got here. You're going to be okay once I leave. And that's what she told me no, basically. She said, listen, that's not true. She said, before you got here, I was miserable. I was depressed. I hated being, you changed me. I mean, she said, you saved me by being here. So I don't want to be here alone. And there's a few other things that was said on her behalf that had given me the impression that she was emotionally unstable. and that she would not be trusted to be on her own. She would not be trusted to be alone. She put some unwarranted pressure on me, making me, leading me to believe that if I were to leave her, that she would do harm to herself. And I couldn't, and I couldn't have that on my conscience. Now, I truly, I wish that I would have just said fuck it and thought about me and left because she's doing fine for herself now. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't want me to leave because the relationship wasn't ending on her terms.
No, she didn't want you to leave because she they can't be alone.
She can't be alone. She
Yeah, they
can't
don't like to be alone.
exactly that and that too. But furthermore, right now by this time I've already expressed my unhappiness for her. You know, as I said to you before we got on live, I told you that nothing was going right for me because I wasn't supposed to be there. You know, I went out there. I was sitting on a good amount of money when I went out there. I saved up my. I went out there with my life savings, to put it to you that way. So you know what I mean, I was sitting on a good amount of money, but this money goes away quickly when you're spending it, but you're not replenishing it. You understand what I'm saying? There was no steady income. Like it was very difficult for me to establish steady income out there, and I never have that problem anywhere I go. But I was having that problem there. You know what I'm saying? So that led to me being unhappy. It led to me feeling inadequate as a man, you know what I mean? Because not only cannot provide for myself, but I can't provide for her if needed. Like, if she needed my help, I couldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So I kept expressing to her that I need to leave for this reason. I said, what I don't want to do is drown and take you down with me. So you might as well let me go now. She did not want to let me go. She did not want to let me leave. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I expressed my unhappiness on various occasions. And because I was unhappy, you know, I started giving my interest in other places. You know what I'm saying? One particular woman that I was entertaining, it was merely for business purposes.
You say one?
Yeah, it was one particular.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's just one.
And
Okay.
the reason why I mentioned her is because she lived all the way in Houston and she didn't have no physical contact with me. She had no physical way. And I did that with her for a reason. You know what I mean? Because if it came down to me just wanting to cheat, then I could have just found a local. You know what I'm saying? If it was just about that. But this lady that lived in Texas, who I had met her through live streaming or whatever have you. She was resourceful. She had two work from home jobs, and she told me that she can get me one. You know what I'm saying? So because
Right.
she told me that, I had to play the game with her to make her believe that I was interested in her in order for me to possibly get that job, that work from home job. And I used to flirt with her and all this other stuff like that. We would talk, talk on the phone, FaceTime or whatever. But she has no physical way of getting in contact with me. She's all the way in Houston. You understand what I'm saying? So it was never about cheating. It was about me I have to outsource now because the woman that I'm living with can't help me, but she don't want me to leave. You know what I mean? So I had to outsource. So I'm saying all this to say she went through my phone and she seen the conversations with me and this young lady, you know, and even that wasn't enough. Even that didn't make her say, you know what, you gotta go. She still decided to keep me around. So to tell
Yeah.
so to
She had
make
to
this
suck you dry.
right, yeah, no, literally. So long story short, by the time I ran out of money, is when she finally decided, well, you know what? If you still feel that way now, then you can go. That's when she started to entertain the idea of me leaving because now she can't benefit anything from me. You understand what I'm saying? So from the start of January all the way until May, I had to deal with her constantly bullying me, berating me, and degrading me, all because I had hit rock bottom.
So why didn't you just leave and go with your friends in
I, sh-
Daytona?
I should have. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really that's the biggest regret I have. But like I said, to have it on my conscience, thinking that this woman would do something to herself in the event that I leave, because this is still Florida at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If she did something to herself and she got found in an apartment and all of a sudden I'm not living there anymore, they're gonna put two and two together and think that I did something to her.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And I just that's just something I didn't want to have to deal with. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to gracefully find a way to get up out of there. I was still trying to be optimistic, you know what I mean? But the way I went about things were totally wrong. I should have just left, you know what I mean? Because by the, she drained me for everything. She
Yeah,
drained me,
but then you added another body in there.
huh?
You got Houston. Houston is in there now, and she kind of in the conversation, and she kind of catching feelings. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Houston is catching feelings. Houston is catching feelings, but once again, let me try to paint a bigger picture here, right? Because like I said, if it was ever about cheating, then I could have done that. I could have done that 10 times over, right? I was I've encountered opportunities on various occasions and I turned them down. Turned them down. Like, and I'm talking about locals. Talking about local. I'm not talking about
That's
people
because you won't gonna mess with a local.
huh?
You ain't stupid. You ain't gonna mess with a local.
But why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? If this is really about cheating, if this is really about me just getting my shit off, I could have messed. It don't have to. They didn't have to be in Jacksonville. They could have been anywhere in Florida. They didn't have to be in Jacksonville. I didn't deal with anybody in Florida. You understand what I'm saying? Because it wasn't about cheating for me. It wasn't about that. I wouldn't have been talking to Houston if she didn't, present this opportunity to me. You understand what I'm saying? So, for example, for a brief period, I was working for Amazon as a DSP. Right, I was delivering packages. There was a manager there. She was an area manager there. Very beautiful young lady. Right, she was very fond of me. There was all the guys that worked there was drooling over that woman. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't want them. She wanted me. This woman was on me every day. And I kept telling her I have a wife at home. I kept telling her I'm not interested. I have a wife at as hard as it was to turn that down because of what we're going through at home currently. Not sleeping together and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm still telling this woman, no, I got a wife at home. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? These guys are at the job like, yo, bro, you crazy. Like, yo, you need to hit that. You need to tell me what that's like. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. That woman straight up told me to my face, she said, this is Florida. I don't care about you having a wife at home.
Oh, wow.
Your wife ain't got to know me. She said, welcome to Florida. We do things different out here. You know what I'm saying? And still, I didn't bite. I didn't bite. So, like I said, if it was really about cheating, that was my opportunity right there. And who knows what I could have gained from that. You know what I mean? I was trying to gain something from someone who doesn't have physical access to me. So there's no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? But I knew if I tried to gain something from a local, it was going to cost me way more. Does that make any sense?
So how long was y'all together? How long was you with Jacksonville?
It was about 9 months.
So almost a year.
Yeah, that as far as me staying with her, by the time I had left, it was May 4th of this year when I had left her, excuse me, indefinitely because things were getting to the point where the disrespect was starting to escalate and she was getting like bolder.
Right. She
She
ready
was
to fight.
yeah, like and she not even like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's not even about that. Like she never even been in a fight a day in her life, but she thought that the first person she was gonna fight was me and be victorious. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get up out of there. I had to get up out of there because I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. There's many reasons for me to go to jail, but I'm not gonna sit up in no jail cell because I did harm to a woman. That's not me, you know. And if I get even deeper than that, there were nights that I prayed before going to sleep. I prayed to God that He would give me the strength to not do anything to her, to not do any harm to her, because that's how poorly she was mistreating me. I was praying to God for the strength that so that I
So,
won't.
so give us an example of poorly.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. I just finished telling this story to another young lady on TikTok last night, right? So for an example, right? This is two stories in one. So one day I was on TikTok actually. I was watching this girl live stream, and this is when I was just getting my TikTok up and running and stuff like that. She was giving me tips on how to, build my followers, blah blah blah, whatever. I was sitting out on the patio. I remember getting off that live stream, being in a good mood, but I was hungry, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go run to the Chipotle real quick. Now she was in the room the whole time watching TV, whatever she was doing. I ran to Chipotle. I called her and I said to her, I said, "Hey, I'm at Chipotle. You hungry? You want something to eat?" Mind you, right now we ain't even really fucking with each other like that. But I'm still gonna make sure you eat. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna come back in the house with food and not make sure that you don't eat. That's not who I am as a man. So I called her and I asked her, "Hey, what's up? You hungry? Whatever." She told me what she wanted. Got it for her. I came back home with the food for the both of us. I go in the room and I tell her, I said, "Come in the kitchen." Right. I put the food out on the kitchen counter. I start eating my burrito, and she looks at my food. She looks in the bag. She takes out her bowl and she's looking around like she's dissatisfied. And then she asked me, she said, "You didn't get no chips?" And I'm like, "Did you ask for chips?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I said, and the response that I should be getting right now is thank you. And she was like, "Oh, I did say thank you." I said, "No, you didn't. You didn't say thank you." I said, "You sound like an ingrate right now." Right? So that was that. The very next day, literally the very next day, I'm in the house. This is on a Sunday. I'm in the house, and whatever I was doing, I can't remember, but I remember being in the living room. She left out and she went and got a pie, a pizza, a pie. She came in the house with the pie. She went in the kitchen. She took out a couple slices for herself, put it on the plate. She closed up the box and she just walked to the room. She didn't say to me, "Hey, there's some pizza here if you're hungry." She didn't say to me, "Hey, do you want a couple slices while I'm here?" She didn't say anything to me. She just grabbed a couple slices and walked to the room. So when she walked to the room, I took it upon myself to get up and go in the kitchen and grab a couple slices. She literally got up and walked out of the room into the living room and gonna say to me, "So you wasn't gonna ask?"
Well, I knew you was gonna say that.
She literally said that.
I know them so well. I knew you was gonna say that when you said she went and got two places and went in the room. I knew
Exactly.
you was gonna say, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
So tell me, like, what's wrong with this? What's
She
wrong?
wanted you to beg.
And I just
She
made sure
wanted you to actually say, "Hey, can I get a piece of your pizza?" So she could say, "No."
exactly. But why should I have to do? You were not going to eat that whole pie by yourself. And
Mm-mm.
furthermore, I just made sure that you ate the day before. I made sure that you ate the day before, and even still, you were dissatisfied. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I was being treated like like either I was being treated like the help, or I was just being mistreated altogether. Like there was nothing that I could do that was good enough for her. I'm saying another time, I just give you another quick example. She had gotten sick. She caught a bad cold, right? We both can't afford to be sick. You know, we can't afford to both be out of work because for obvious reasons. So I remember getting up that morning. It was like a Saturday morning. I know it was a day off that both of us had. And I got up early in the morning and I was like, listen, so I'm gonna go run to Publix right quick. And when I get there, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna ask you, what do you need so that I can nurse you back into good health? You know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, mind you, once again, we're not fucking with each other like that. But I'm still gonna make sure you good. You understand what I'm saying? Get the Publix. I call. I put on call on FaceTime. And so she told me she wanted tomato soup, and she wanted me to make her grilled cheese with the tomato soup or whatever. In addition to that, I got some ginger. I got some teas and all this other stuff. You know, so she can be good. Get to the house. She's in the room laying down or whatever. I start preparing everything for her. I made her some tea first. Brought her the tea. Now I'm preparing the tomato soup or whatever and the grilled cheese, right? So I made the tomato soup and I made the grilled cheese. I put the tomato soup in a bowl in the middle of the plate and I put the grilled cheese around it. Like, nice little presentation. Brought it to her in the room, right? So when I brought it to her, every time I think this is upsets me. When I brought it to her response to me was, "Did you put cinnamon in it?" And I'm like, "What?" I said, "What was I supposed to put cinnamon in?" Like she just really didn't want to say thank you.
What's cinnamon gonna do? She got a cold.
First of all, you got tomato soup and you got grilled cheese. Where is the cinnamon supposed to go?
What you
In
need
either.
cinnamon for?
And if this was an important ingredient to you, then you should have told me that off rip. You know what I'm saying? You should have told me that off rip. You know what I mean? But she was just fake bougie. She was pretentious. Instead of her saying thank you, she had to ask me, "Did you put cinnamon in?" And once again, I was like, the response should be thank you. You understand
Not
what
turmeric, not garlic, or did you put cinnamon
I'm
in it?
saying? Cinnamon of all things, of all things. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I had to deal with. This is what I had to deal with. And and this is just barely scratching the surface. So what I'm saying, like, I had to deal with so much before I finally decided to leave because
And
it
that's
was
what I
gonna
was
get
about to
lethal.
ask you. When was enough enough?
Well, enough was enough when so while all of this was going on, right? And I had expressed to her that indefinitely that I didn't want to be with her. You know what I'm saying? And I said, listen, I'm not even trying to be, I'm not even trying to be fake or nothing like that because my dignity still has to be intact. I'm not one of them niggas that's going to pretend that he wants to be with you just so I can have a roof over my head. I said, I don't want to be with you. And my goal is to leave here. You know what I'm saying? I kept it real well because I ain't got no reason to use you. Nigga,
Right.
I don't want to be with you. And my goal is to leave here. So while all this was going on and my me constantly dealing with her nasty attitude and all that other shit, during this whole entire process, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't going to see my friends in Daytona, none of that. I wasn't doing any of this. Every weekend, I was staying in the house because I wanted to hold on to every little dime, that I was making. Like I was staying in the house. I was miserable. What she was doing, on the other hand, she was going out. She wasn't coming home till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She not telling me where she was going. She not telling me where she coming back. She doing all, and honestly, at this point, I don't even give a fuck.
She
I don't
moving
know if she,
single. She moving
huh?
single now.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But the problem was with that, she was banking on the fact that I wasn't doing the same, and she didn't think that there would be a time when I would do the same. Like she was banking on controlling me. Like nigga, as
Right.
long as you here, I can do what the fuck I want, but you better not dare do the same. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I wasn't doing the same because I was worrying about what she think. I wasn't doing the same because once again, I'm trying to prepare for my departure. You know what I'm saying? So to speed things up, uh, first thing that happened was my brother that lives in Tampa. He invited me to come stay out there, to come kick it with him out there because it was his friend's birthday. I went out there for a week, you know. I went out there, hung out with him or whatever the case may be. I told her that I was going out there and that was that. So that following weekend, this is when I finally decided to go to Daytona. This
Hmm.
is when I finally decided to go to Daytona, right? So that morning, I get up in the morning. I'm packing my stuff up, like I'm taking out clothes and stuff like that. So she see what I'm doing, and she's watching me, but in her mind, she thinking that I'm packing my stuff so I can leave. You know what I mean? And this is not what she wants. She don't want me to leave. She wants to kick me out. She don't want me to leave. She
Hmm.
wants to kick me out. So as I'm packing my stuff, you know what I mean? She had said to me, she was like, can we talk? Mind you, she didn't want to talk before that. She was giving me the silent treatment all the time. So I'm like, what do you want to talk about? She was like, I feel like a prisoner in my own home. I said, how could you possibly feel that way? I said, I don't control you. I don't control your whereabouts or anything. Like, how can you possibly feel like a prisoner in your own home? You know what I'm saying? So we had a little conversation. I told her, I said, listen, at the end of the day, I'm still leaving here. That's the bottom line. I said, so I'm going to go out this weekend and I'm going to enjoy myself because come next month, because May was when she had to renew the lease. So I said, come next month, ain't no telling if whether or not I'm going to be on the fucking street. So I'm
Facts.
going to enjoy my life. I'm going to enjoy my life. I told her that straight up. You know what I mean? And I said, I'll be back when I be back. So I went to Daytona. I hung out. I hung out with my boy, whatever the case may be. We went to Orlando. We had us a good old time. You know, I was gonna drive back home that night, but I was too drunk, and the drive was too far. So I ended up staying at his house. Of course, she didn't like that. Of course, to her assumption, I hooked up with some bitch somewhere. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Her assumption. That's what she thought. So I came home that morning like around 11 something or whatever, and I was sitting in the kitchen eating my sandwich from Publix, and here's where the nitpicking started, right? So she had said to me, she said, "Can you do me a favor?" I said, "What's that?" While I'm eating, mind you. So she said, "Could you wash the tub out because you left your pubes in there yesterday?" That's what she said to me because I had shaved before going out or whatever, but I didn't even shave my pubes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She just assumed that I did. You know what I mean? She said, "Can you talk about because you left your pubes there yesterday?" So in my head, I'm thinking, so you mean to tell me you didn't wash your ass all this time because you was waiting for me to come home so you can tell me to wash the tub? Is that what that is? You didn't wash your ass? You know what I'm saying? Like this how petty you are? You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I ain't even argue. I went in the bathroom, I rinsed the tub out, cleaned it out real quick. Then I came back. She see that I'm unbothered, right? I go back to eat my sandwich. She goes in the bathroom again. This time she says to me, she was like, "Oh, were you around women last night?" I'm like, "So what if I was? Right? Why?" She was like, "Oh, I found a strand of hair in here that doesn't belong to me." She was like, she said, "Were you just in here? Were you just in it?" I said, "You know I was just in here. Did you not just ask me to wash the tub out?" I said, "You know I was just in here." So I found a strand of hair in here, and it's not mine. It's straight. I said, "Well, shit, who'd you have over here?" because it ain't you obviously it ain't mine either. I said, what are you insinuating right now? Oh, because I know you were around women last night, so I had to cover. I said, listen, I don't know what to tell you. You saying all that to say what? Yes, I was around women last night. So what? What are you where are you going with this right now? You know, so what I'm saying? So it was after that weekend when I decided to go out and spread my wings. Mind you, I ain't sleep with nobody. I didn't sleep with nobody, but I
You just
just
had a
decided,
good time.
huh?
You just had a good time.
I just had a good time for once. Because before that, I wasn't doing nothing but staying in the house all the time. And like I said, it's a few weeks away whether or not where I'm not going to know of whether or not I'm going to have a fucking roof over my head. You
What you
understand
said,
what I'm saying?
Kanita? Kanita said they be complaining about patty shish just to piss you off. That's what I hated the most. The hair in the tub was to blow that would have blew me. Right.
And
She could have
do
rinsed
you
the
know how
tub
many
out before she got in the shower, like most people do. Rinse the tub out.
exactly did she? Do you know how many times she left the tub dirty? She left hair in the tub, hair all over the bathroom for doing her hair in the morning, and I don't say anything. I just clean it up. So that was an everyday thing. That was an everyday thing. She left hair all over the place, all this other shit, all over the bathroom. I just clean it.
You
And
breaking up.
usually with me,
You breaking up.
can you hear me? I can hear me.
It's going in and out. There you go. There you go. I see you moving now.
See my
Move
camera?
again. Yeah, you moving. Okay. It was stuck.
Okay, yeah,
Hello,
but
everyone that I missed. Yeah,
hmm
okay. First off,
hmm
y'all already know what I'm about to say because y'all know I always tell y'all don't meet nobody on
hmm
a on dating site. So
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna get you about
Mm-mm.
that part first. First off, don't meet
Nope.
nobody on a dating site. That's just
Nope.
crazy to me.
Yeah, but the thing is about that is a person could be whoever they want to be on the internet. They could be whoever they want to be, and that person may not be real, but they want you to believe that they're real.
Right.
Okay? And you just got to go by that until you discover who they truly are.
Facts.
That's the worst part about meeting anybody on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't advise it. You know, it was a lesson
So
learned.
so what are you doing now to heal?
I'm just dealing with it. You know what I mean? I'm just living through it. I
But you
haven't
can't
really.
just deal with it. It's so hard to heal from this. You can't just. It has to
It
be.
is.
Hey, cousin. It
I
has to
mean,
be.
obviously there's a process. Yeah, obviously there's a process. You know what I mean? I haven't really been dating. I haven't really
You
been
don't need
dating
to.
because it's just
No, you definitely
yeah.
not ready to date.
I don't. Yeah, definitely not. I definitely don't need to be dating. You know what I mean? I mean, I've had dealings with women. Over the last 6 months or so, but as far as dating or doing anything exclusive, I won't be ready for that anytime soon because there's so much trauma associated from this previous relationship.
Right.
So what I'm saying
All
that I
right.
have
So
to tap.
Jamie wants to be filled in. So I'm just gonna fill you in briefly. Ty
Okay.
met a beautiful woman on the internet. No, it's not. She says it's the same as meeting someone in person. No, it's not.
No,
He
it's not.
met a woman on what was it, Black?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
On
Yes.
Black, and he ended up moving to Jacksonville, Florida, to be with her, and it was the worst thing he ever did in his life. So now he
But
is back where he belongs, where he is safe. Now he's
mhm,
working on self, which we all know is the hardest. Once you
yeah.
had them in your mind, it's so much that you have to do. You can't date right now. because
No.
all you're gonna do is you bringing in more soul ties. You got to get that out first.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you, what were you doing now? Like to work on self. Like, are you working out? Are you puppy go away? Are you working out? Like what is your goal? What are you accomplishing now? I know you say you just got a home, so that's a good
Yeah.
thing because that's keeping you focused. But you have to stay focused because believe me, you have some trauma bond going on. All that
Hmm.
back.
I don't. Yeah, I don't deny that one bit. I don't
Yeah.
deny. You see, one thing about me. One thing about me is that I'm not afraid of taking accountability for my actions. Like, everything that I've dealt with this year was my decision. Was my
Right.
decision. Like, I didn't have to do. I have to deal with most of it. I just made decision to back out of it when it was appropriate to do so. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. See, when it comes to men, when it comes to men, you probably know this
Oh
maturity
man, every
and
time you about to say something good, your phone break up. It start going in and out. Move back to the left. There you go.
okay.
All
You got me
right.
now?
I got you
All
now.
right. So
Back up.
what I was gonna say was, if you notice this from experience, relationships don't end through the men. Every time a relationship ends, it's usually the woman that ends the relationship.
That's not
Men will
true.
stay in relationship. Most no, this is historically true. This is historically true. Let me explain. Let me explain to you. Let
Go
me
ahead.
explain, and then you can give you can combat me if you like. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is this. Men could be in a relationship with a woman and they could be unhappy, and they would, what I mean, and they would rather just cheat than to end that relationship with the woman. They won't actually end that relationship because the relationship itself like kind of provides some type of structure. What I'm saying? So it's convenient and just deal with the unhappiness that comes with the relationship, what I mean, because of whatever structure that it provides. You know
Not.
what I'm saying? So they would rather cheat, to go, step out somewhere else or to actually the relationship. You know what I mean? But
Right.
when women are unhappy, they will end that relationship most of the time.
Most of the
Unhappy
time.
women,
Most of the
they will,
time.
yes, you know what I'm saying?
Um, Jay Mead, yes. He met a girl on the internet. He moved to Jacksonville to be with her and found out she was batshit crazy. Excuse my French. But yeah, he found out that she was not um, what everything they had talked about, how they got along good over the phone, FaceTime, whatever, whatever. Then he gets there, they lovey dovey for a few months, and then her little
not
horns
a few
come up.
months. Nope, not a few months. It wasn't even a few months.
It
A
wasn't a
month.
few months.
No,
Come
I'm
on,
talking about
couldn't they last a
by
few
the time
months?
got there, by the time I got, it was already like a month in. It was like
So he was there for 1 month, and the girl starts. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen because he kept going in and out. Hopefully he'll come back in, and the girl starts to um try try to flip out on him. You know what I'm saying? What I think, and hopefully he'll come back and he'll tell me if I'm right or wrong, is that I think she knew that he had a little money. So she wanted him to move in. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong now. She wanted him to move in with her because she felt like he had a little money going on. He had probably told her he had some money. So he moved in with her, and she took advantage of that. And then when all the money was gone, she was like, "You gotta go." Oh, this him texting me. Oh, there you go. I see you. Where you at? Oh, there you are. There you go. Is that better? It's still breaking up. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
You hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So what happened in the relationship was he stayed there for longer than a month because he had to get his bearings. Like you can't just up and have me move to this spot. He's meeting other women, of course, that wanted him. He could have said, like most other dudes, to be like, you know what, forget her. I'm gonna move in with Sally. You know what I'm saying? He could have kept on going, but he didn't. However, he pushed his way and made his way back home to New York, where he's now safe. However, now he's still going through the motions, like we all do. We all go through these motions. But what I wanted to say to him was, don't ever think that um the women, oh, he fell out again, that the women do the most discarding, because whole lot of women they got dropped, then got dumped. So that happens. It happens. Let me see. Hopefully he'll come back in. But yeah, so to answer your question, because you were saying that same as meeting someone in person. Meeting someone on the internet is not the same as meeting someone in person. The internet is so full with people who want to be a certain way, like we call them a fishpool of narcissists. That's what we call them. Everybody in there it got some issues. Half are married, they cheating. So you don't ever want to meet anyone on the internet. He found somebody on the internet. I'm glad it could have went left. It could have went totally left. Totally left. He could have got hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's somewhere where he don't know anybody. His friends live in Daytona. He's in Jacksonville. That's hours away from each other. So it definitely could have went left because she could have got other people involved, and then he would have got himself hurt. But I'm glad that he's back, and now he's just trying to work on himself and get himself together. Because as you know, we've all been there. It is so hard to get them out of our hearts. um it's hard, you know what I'm saying. It's some of us, we know how I feel. So that's why I was asking him, what is he doing to kind of what is he doing to kind of start working on self, because he can't begin to feel some type of way when he still got her in here as a soul tie. So he has to replenish the soul tie before he can go forward to be able to be the man for the next female. So no, he's not ready to date. He's not ready to meet anybody. I think I really, really liked him when I met him on TikTok, because I was listening to him and I was like, this dude is hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could tell when somebody going through. So I was like, this dude is hurt. Um, so that's why I really wanted to get him on so I could talk to him. It's another dude I wanted to get on for next week. Because he's awesome as well. So I'm gonna get him on for I'm gonna try to get him on for next week. I ask him. But he's awesome as well. But he is still battling the I went all the way to Florida with money and came back because their adrenals dry. Came back with no money, and I'm starting all over again broke. You know what I'm saying? So all that mess with you. It messes with you like totally. So I wanted him to do questions because I know y'all had questions. Thank you, Elizabeth, for joining us on tonight. Karen Flowers, it's always good to see you. Yeah, but it's like I don't know. Like there you go. There he is. So if y'all have any questions, wait a minute, you got a whole lot of questions. Somebody say I got a lot of questions. All right, ask Ty your question.
All right. Sorry about that. My uncle
Oh
knocked
no, you
out a
fine. You fine.
Yeah.
Honey, look, I get it. I totally get it. Go ahead, ask your question. It is so nice to see you too, Karen Flowers.
Okay. Who you met a girl on the internet and
Jamie said I have a lot of questions. So I ask your questions. I know you typing. I can see you now.
ain't
Yes,
come
please
nowhere?
come back. Please come back. The only thing I did not like about this story is that I think you brought Miss Houston in because you was hurting.
No, that's not why I brought it in.
I think you brought her
I,
in because
I,
you weren't getting that love, that feeling. Don't say that you did it because you need a job. Because don't say that because that make it seem like you was using her.
I was using her. That was the point. I didn't want anything to do with her because, like I said, if it was a yeah, that's the point. I'm being transparent. That was the point. I didn't want anything to do with her but that. If it was about me wanting more, then I would have went. I would have got a local. I would have got a local, and I would have got what I wanted for her that. I'm saying it's easier to use somebody physical access to.
No, you don't use people. Cause that's what I'm saying. She probably caught feelings, and then you got feelings for crazy lady. And
She
no,
did,
you can't do that.
but I never said it was okay. I never said it was okay. You know what I'm
Shame on
saying?
you.
I never said it was okay, but I
You
was
know
forced to be
better.
in a position, of course.
You,
But I was put in a position where I had to outsource because
you
the
say
woman,
just
the woman,
use it.
you know, what I'm saying? Because I couldn't use the woman that I was actually living with. I couldn't use her
You ain't need
because
to use nobody.
I didn't use nobody. But this person presented the opportunity to me. They presented the opportunity to me at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? But
Hey Maggie.
it it strings attached. You know how somebody present an opportunity to you, but it's like, well, I'll give this to you unless so she was trying to use me too. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
I ain't never
She's trying
had
to use
that. I've never
me.
had.
I mean,
I've
whether you
always been the person that get used. I've never had a chance in my life to be able to use
no,
someone. Maybe that will happen to me one time. I
right.
don't know how to
But
feel.
you're still familiar with the process. You know what I'm saying? You're still familiar
Right.
with what took place.
Mhm.
That's what I mean, ultimately. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was nice, Elizabeth. Ty Wright, thank you for sharing. I pray that God will heal you on his divine time, one day at a time. I sense you are a strong man. Stay strong. Yeah, he a strong man. He a strong man. I think he gonna be fine. But we all know it take time.
It does. It does. And like I said, whether I'm on here or whether I'm on TikTok, I don't lie. I don't lie. I'm very transparent. I'm very transparent.
Right,
I'm not worried about saying anything that isn't gonna like.
right.
It's either you like or you're not gonna. Like. So, corrected myself by saying, no, I didn't want anything serious with her. It was because at that particular moment, I was forced to outsource. I had to find resources somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because nothing wasn't rolling for me. Nothing wasn't
Right.
rolling. You know what I mean? So I had to figure something out. You know what I mean? And instead of me, going out in the streets and trying to find another chick to live with, or trying to find a chick around the way to take care of me or anything like that, I decided to do this with a woman who had.
Ah, he got cut off again. Hmm. Look, I'm ready to go to bed. My stomach hurt. I don't know. Ty giving me a headache, y'all. I don't know. I don't like abusing nobody, but men have a different way of dealing with hurt. You know what I'm saying? And we do, but we just pray his strength in God so he can understand that he ain't gonna bring somebody else into his drama. Um, and we'll just understand. Hopefully he'll get that. What I'm trying to say. Um, Jamie, you say you had a question. I done got hot, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all not going through change through the change. Sure, it's hot. You say you had a question. We'll take all questions, but when he popped back in, and then I'm gonna go and lay down. Questions, questions. There you go. Anybody got any questions before we head out? Questions, questions.
Yeah, I gotta figure
Thank you. I don't know about you. Say a mint tea. I think the only tea I have is of course plain tea and the tea to make you go to sleep. So the S. I don't have any
what.
mint tea,
Uh,
but my stomach killing me, so I definitely need a Tylenol or something. It's like boom, boom. I feel like I'm about to have a baby.
oh
Um,
gosh.
shut up.
Oh, I think. Oh, okay.
You don't know how I feel. I don't. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I know.
no questions for Ty. Y'all first I see I had questions. Now y'all saying yeah, I got no questions. We gotta catch him while we can because he gonna be gone in a second. Now I might have some green tea. I look down there and see. I might have a little bit of a one or two of green tea in there.
Yeah, I love green tea.
Yeah.
Chamomile tea is good too. Chamomile
Who?
tea.
Yeah,
Chamomile.
that's what I got. That puts me to sleep. I do
Mm,
have some of that. I don't know how that'll make my stomach feel though.
mhm. Yeah.
Oh Lord, he gone again. All right, well, I'm gonna go and do this. I'm gonna see if I got some green tea. I'll just kind of do that, sip on that until I go to bed. Um, get my stomach right. Child, I can't be feeling like this. It's time to eat. Last Thanksgiving I was sick, girl. I was sick, sick. So I think I just had my double vasectomy. No, I want to eat this time. So I'm trying to get myself together. Because God is good. God is good. Yeah, that puts me to sleep. I sleep like a baby when I drink that tea. But look, I am not gonna hold y'all. Look, I want y'all to have a wonderful Thanksgiving because we have so much to be thankful for. We have made it here. We are here. We are blessed. We are not with the narcissist. We don't have anything else to do with narcissism. So we have come this far. We have come this far. So we have a lot to be thankful for. Make sure that you um, be thankful with other people. Hey, El Boogie, how are you? Yes, yes. So make sure that you be thankful. God is in the midst of it. Be happy. I know this is the time of season that people start to get a little depressed because you're alone, but you're never alone because you can always call me. I'll talk your head off. So you can always call me. If you can always call me. So I just want to just let y'all know that you are loved. I do love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all been with me through sickness, through some of everything. But y'all been here for me. So I'm very thankful for you guys. So I am not gonna hold y'all any longer. I'm gonna go get that tea and I'm gonna lay down for a little while. I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, so I can kind of rest my belly because my daughter is cooking and she frying a turkey and baking a turkey. And oh, come on now, I'm gonna have to eat. I want to eat, so I got to get my life together. So I love y'all. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will see y'all on next week, next Tuesday, and I'll try to have the other gentleman for you. His story is totally different. He is more so the narcissist. I'm not gonna say he's a narcissist. He's more so he's went through things because of drugs. So he's healing from that and he is doing a marvelous job. I am so proud of this young man. I hope I can get him on here. He is such a handsome young man and he is very, very he mean what he say. That's what I like him. He get up, he's showing us he doing his exercises. He's showing us on his way to work. He talks to people in the street that, like, I guess you could say drug people, whatever. He talked to him. So I just like his energy. So I'll try to get him for next week. But I want y'all to enjoy your vacation. If you're off on Friday, don't shop too much. And just know that I love you. God loves you. And I want you to enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you. Okay? All right. Good night.